Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog. Today we are picking curtains. So we're probably doing what we already had for the most part. I'm just going to change the color of the blockout blinds and we need to pick roller blinds for the bathroom. This I think is, what did we previously have? This sheer over blackout curtains. Yeah, I think it's the Bellina Pearl, which is a nice slightly warm white. If you compare it to this one, you can see it's a little warmer. And I was going to go warmer again to something like, maybe that's a bit too warm, something slightly darker, but James has said that he really likes the one we have, so that's important that he likes it as well. So we'll go with this again. But for the blinds that go underneath the sheer, the blockout curtains, we originally had this pretty stark white. I actually don't think I got to pick this, but we're just doing a very subtle adjustment to this warmer color, which I don't even know if you guys can see that on camera, but in real life, this is a cool white. This is a warmer white. And then I've got to pick the bathroom ones.
Yeah, that's like a great match for the walls. Or even the grayish one. Honestly, could go any of these colors. This is just such a personal preference. I always like to keep things light and bright though, so I probably will go this one. We've chosen the lighter color for the bathrooms. Just gonna keep it light and easy and breezy.
It is such a nice day today. The wall lights have actually been sent to us, the external wall lights that were handmade in Tasmania. So I imagine sometimes you have to have them made to order, but I think they had these in stock, so we ended up going with the plain white ones. I think all of us were big fans of the terracotta, but the terracotta, just the tone of it, did not go with our windows at all. Otherwise I would have gone a terracotta for sure. So I'm just unboxing all 5 of the lights to make sure that they were sent carefully and they haven't got any cracks in them or anything. It's always good to check things before you install them. And we definitely learnt that when we did our kitchen, because our stovetop arrived smashed. So luckily we had checked that immediately when it was shipped. So then there was plenty of time to get it replaced before we had to install. So yeah, always check your fragile things being delivered. And we think the lights look great. We just double checked the height on the bricks and it all looks really good. And I still can't believe the colors are a perfect match with our walls. That's kind of crazy. So it's been a very busy morning. We had the curtain lady come and we picked some fabrics. Then we've had a big trench that was dug out early this morning when it was about 4 degrees Celsius, I think, for our aircon unit, which Michael, you can claim that you dug the whole trench. He didn't though, he's just doing a bit of extra work here. So the aircon unit will be under the window, which is really good. Honestly, the big aircon unit, we had some issues with it being too loud and too close to the bedroom, which originally the aircon guys said would not be a problem. So I definitely think you need to have aircon units away from the bedroom, in my opinion, the external unit. And we also are making really great progress with the crazy pavers. They're looking absolutely beautiful. And I think for some of the tilers, it's been harder because they're so used to sticking to a grid and doing things very, square. So it's been a bit different for them, even though they've done crazy pavers before. But I'm not sure if everyone lays crazy pavers as crazy as I've asked them to. So yeah, it's looking so good. Love it. And gradually making our way over to my office area. Also had a first coat of paint in some of the rooms. Well, actually, technically a base coat. So there has been a bit of paint put on now. And then Joe's in here working on the sliding door. And we had our stone put in. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
So it just looks like the other one, but it's nice to see that almost all finished. And then we're also going over, remember these tiles from the kitchen, how I'm making an extra garden bed? We were going over this again with how that's going to work. So I think we're going to do a bit of concrete underneath them and then the mortar between them.
And we're still waiting on the hardware for my handle here. I think Miguel has sorted that out. We haven't yet heard about the metals not matching from the window supplier, so we're just waiting to hear if they can update that. Hopefully they can. And some of the windows weren't latching properly. I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but we've also fixed that, so they're working really well now. Really coming along, it's so exciting. Lots happening again today. It's the next day. We're still working on the crazy pavers and they look absolutely amazing. And James and I also had a neighbor whose tree fell down. So their tea tree is a lovely native coastal type of bush. So unfortunately their tree fell down across the road from where we're staying at the moment. So I went out and said, hey, would you mind if I take a few branches if you're just turning it to mulch? And they said, okay. So we got the handsaw, or James got the handsaw for me, and we cut a few branches that we're going to use in our landscaping. So James dropped this one off this morning. I just love, again, the golden colors in it. It's got this really nice coastal kind of windswept look to it. It will eventually rot out, but I think for a few years will look nice in the garden. The crazy pavers are looking really, really good. They're a little bit darker up that end because those ones are still wet. And they're made of sandstone, I think, so they're pretty porous. And we're just working our way around the corner now. Looking really awesome. So excited. It'll be really cool to see it all when it's filled in. It's giving the Flintstones in the best way possible at the moment. But it's been really tricky because a lot of these break really easily and then they have to use these little offcuts to fill in the gaps. I actually think there's a real art to crazy pavers to make it look good and angled. Doing some cladding up here. And the trench is all filled in today, so that was quick. And the aircon actually looks really quite good over here under the window. So eventually we'll probably do something decorative around it to cover it up. But yeah, I'm really glad that's away from the house. And that was the builder's idea. And then up there on the roof, you can just see the top of the other little air cons. And Sam, the plumber's doing lots of work up there to do with drainage and plumbing, I guess. So these are some other tea tree trunks that we've collected. And then there's some smaller ones, just kind of little sticky ones over here. So it's the next day, and today is bricklaying day. So we've got John back. He's also got his bricky partner as well, and they're just neatening up all the bricks. And we're actually talking about one day doing a front fence, and John said he can do some designs. And this is what I'm wanting to do for a front fence.
Yeah. I've done that. Yeah.
He's done it before, so I haven't. So I'm very excited.
Ah, okay.
So we tried to convince the other client to do it, and
She said, yeah, she was all for it. I sold it.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you actually did get to do it?
Oh, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, she's for it. She wants to do it. Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, I don't know.
That's called a hit and miss. Yeah.
But I don't know. We have to think of a actual design.
Yeah. I can try to draw some up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's not for a while though.
Yeah, that's all right. So I've got time. Yeah.
Because I think we need at least 12 months to
We need a break from
12 to 24 months break.
Yeah. No,
and time to save.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing.
But we need a break from renovating for a good 12 months, maybe 2 years, and also plenty of time to save up again. I wish we could just do everything at once, but it's also nice working over it over time and working towards it and saving up. Yeah, we're just having a chat to those guys about that. They've been working hard today. It's a beautiful sunny day, blue sky, which is different to what weather we have been having. James is checking out the work. Looks beautiful.
beautiful grass.
I know, look how thick it is now.
I mean, it's pretty
good.
good for winter.
Yeah, I reckon we should have scattered some more a couple of weeks ago.
So that all got dug up, it's going to be trampled on. That's all trampled on, mate.
True, we'll work on it more. Well, we got a capsicum escaping and tiles. I don't know if the tilers have been here much today, but also it's interesting to see when we get a bit of dust on the roof what it looks like. It's not too bad. It's still pretty clear. I love it when it's blue sky too. I'm looking forward to when they put the gutter on the side so we can see that fully finished. And then we also have a really nice detail here, that eave here that was added on, which I think looks quite good to just tie in
the old roof line with our new exterior. So it's looking good. Oh yeah, we've still got the Maddie 2026 up there and John from the Brickies project. You happy? Excited? I'm worried about walking on these that I'll break them. Oh, I like the brick pattern under the window. Was that always like that? I've also just given my plants a bit of sunshine, some of the indoor plants, and a bit of a drink. I've just been kind of moving them outside, then inside, then outside again, because they were really happy in the bathroom, I think, with the humidity in there and the diffused light that was getting in. So now they've been in darkness for a while. I've popped them to get some sunshine. We're also having some painting done, and they were saying that they think they're gonna have it all done by Monday. So we'll be able to maybe move in some things on Monday. It's looking really good. So ceilings are all done. They've also got the doors ready to put the oil onto, which I'm very much looking forward to. But because there's still tiling being done outside and brickwork, there's a lot of dust, and dust would just go onto the oil. So they're waiting to do those. They've just, but yeah, they're really good painters. They're doing a great job. And they were also saying that they're gonna be making sure to touch up the hallway, which hasn't had work done to it, but just from people walking past, it's just got a couple of scuff marks on it. Just a little bit of extra wear and tear because of the renovating. So it's really great that the painter's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix all of that. Also, because it's so cold, they're having to like blow dry some of the trim as well because it's not drying as quickly. But this level of detail is so great. They've even taken off the doors to paint where the hinges were. I think is quite impressive. He's even painting in there. That's so awesome. I've also got a couple of new things from the end of financial year sale in Australia, or sales. One brand that I really like is Anini Bing, or I call them Anini Bing Bing for some reason. Usually really expensive clothes, but because of the sale, I had my eye on this silk leopard print skirt. It's a bias cut, I think, midi skirt, and I've had my eye on it for I think about a year, hoping it would come on sale, and it did. So I think I got it for half the price. And you guys know I'm a leopard print girl, so we love. So I feel like this is gonna get so much wear out of it. So I was so stoked to find that. And I really like trying to get pieces that are higher quality and trying to get them on sale that will last in my wardrobe for longer. And I think a leopard print midi silk skirt's kind of a staple, even though the silk midi skirts have really had a recent trend boom the last few years. But I think it's probably a trend that's here to stay anyway. Bit of a classic. And then I also got this silk brown top because I wear so much brown. I actually have broad shoulders and a large bust, so for me the spaghetti strap, like really thin straps, don't work on me as well. So finding an actual tank cami top, so thick straps on a cami top, is a lot more flattering on me. When I saw this on sale, I grabbed it, and I've seen this now in a beautiful green color or tealy green. I've seen this in like one of my favorite berry reds that I wear so much of, and I'm like, oh my god, I want them all. But brown is the most versatile one. So yeah, a little bit of shopping. I also tried some other things, but they weren't quite right, so I'm gonna send them back now. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day. It feels quite cold. I think it's around 7 degrees Celsius. I've got coffee here for James and I that I've accidentally spilt a bit. It actually feels more like 4 degrees, I swear. I'm just catching up with James, who's walking the chowies. And then after that, I'm going to be taking Bowser to his swimming, quote unquote, which is his hydrotherapy. So I thought I'd bring you along to that again to see how he's going. But yeah, so keen for this. Guys, hi! Hello! I don't have a free hand. Hello, hello! It's okay. James just said thank you for braving coffee for us, and we always say it had to be done. Oh god, the coffee's going everywhere. Not my precious elixir of life.
Oh my god, you need to prioritize the coffee.
So I took Bowser to his physio appointment where he does underwater treadmill, and Emily, who he really likes, who takes him on the underwater treadmill, she gave him a ball to play with this time, and it was so cute. But basically, after dogs have TPLO surgery, which is really common, unfortunately, Bowser needed TPL surgery on both of his legs. They then get asked to go to the underwater treadmill if there's one around because it helps with their recovery. And Bowser enjoyed it so much, we've just decided to keep taking him because now that he's 7 years old, it helps with his general health, weight maintenance, and alignment. So we just take him to what we call swimming now. And he also does gym exercises. He's getting really strong. His balance is really great. And I just love watching him achieve something in his gym. And then he's so proud. They also work with horses here. So he said hello to the horses and Bowser loves them too. So I always love showing Bowser on his treadmill because a lot of people don't know that this is even an option for animals. And you never know, there might be one near you. So Bowser had a great time at swimming, and now I've just stopped by the house to see how stuff has been going today. There's been plumbing on the roof done today. We've also had Michael doing electrical work. We've also had, I think, the final bricky work being done and the painters. So there's been a few different trades here today. And I haven't really been here all day, so it's nice to just check in on how everything's going. And it's looking much the same from the outside, but because there's not too many trades here sawing and working away with music going, I can show you guys in a little bit more detail what has happened for the rest of the vlog. So this is how the exterior is looking right now. We have made a lot of progress with the crazy pavers. I think they're going to be hopefully finishing up this tomorrow in terms of laying it. And I have no idea when they do the grouting, if they do it on the same day or not. But we have a lot of bad weather coming next week. So I'm really hoping that they can get the tiles done and it not be pushed back more. I have been helping a little bit with the layout of the crazy pavers because some people lay crazy pavers with a tighter grid shape. So what I mean by that is like more matching lines that are horizontal and vertical. Whereas I was encouraging them to please rotate them so they would be on diagonals and look really, really crazy. Hey, Sam. Good, just talking to myself again. So yeah, it is looking really good right now, but there's a little bit of feedback I need to give them about keeping the coloring of all of the crazy pavers and the tones consistent because it's easy to get patches of white and dark, etc. Area of the tiles was looking a bit more white and it didn't have many tonal variations underneath these darker, more golden tiles that I've placed on top. I've just placed these tiles on top because I wanted to kind of show them, you know, that we need a bit of variation here. But I don't know if the tilers are gonna arrive and be like, why are our tiles all different and moved? This crazy lady is like changing everything. But it's all very expensive, so I want to make sure that it's really done the way that we are happy with, without trying to micromanage it too much, you know what I mean? So yeah, just trying to get that really even tone. And if anyone is doing crazy pavers or pavers with some tonal changes in them, if possible, I recommend you just keep a little bit of an eye on it to make sure that all the colors are really being mixed well and it's not becoming patchy, because not everyone notices that kind of thing. And I actually just started laying a couple of tiles myself here too. When it starts looking a little straight or horizontal, like see how this crack basically is one big horizontal line, I would rotate something so it's not so straight, I guess, because we want it to be like crazy. Oh, these are already glued down. It's not too bad because I know that they can take these up again. The builders said it, like, don't stress, we can always get them to just change it. But yeah, just needing to make sure that everything is
consistent in a crazy way. Oh, that fits beautifully just in here. So satisfying when they actually kind of line up perfectly. And then it's kind of like a jigsaw that's not a jigsaw puzzle. And they should be able to like fill these gaps pretty easily. But I don't know if this will help them or if they will think, oh, what has she done to our work? Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine. They're nice guys. Also, it is so nice contributing to a renovation, so it's not just something being done that you have no understanding of whatsoever, to the point where you can't really appreciate it as much. I like having just a little bit of an idea of what's happening, because you never know what you might learn. And it's a nice way to get to know the workers and what they do for a living and get insight into their working life too. And then yesterday, I suppose today, they were redoing the bricks. They actually had to source some smoother bricks compared to regular ones, because our original bricks are smoother. So these bricks have to be smooth so that the paint is even. So yeah, they've done all of the patching up of those, and then they've also put some vents in right here so we can have the house breathing properly. I don't fully understand it, but with this home we need to have a bit of ventilation is good for it. And previously the owners had covered up the vents, so we had spoken about ensuring that we do have the correct vents put in to keep the structural integrity of the home okay. And then we're talking about the gutter line up here just before Sam the plumber, because originally he had been instructed to find the exact same gutter that's on the older part of the house, which is actually a little bit tricky to source. And I asked exactly where the gutter's going. They have enough gutter to fill this gap here, but from this point all the way across to here, and also the gutter that lines this side, that's just sitting by itself. So I think a modern, sleeker gutter will look better than the slightly ornamental one that we have on the existing house, because this is a modern extension, so a modern gutter will suit that better, I think, and it's easier for him to source, so why not? So we're just chatting about that. And then there was also some extra plumbing done just around here. An extra pipe has just been added here that acts as, this is actually an overflow pipe for if this one fails, I think. So then this overflow is the backup. We could have just had a hole in the roof here and not had a pipe come down, but we decided a pipe would be better. Especially if it did overflow, it would just be like water gushing out, whereas at least this would be controlled. And it does have to be open at the bottom. This won't be there, this little dicky thing, that'll be gone. So we were talking about that. And then we have this beautiful fence, which you guys saw Joe building earlier in the vlog. So this is a black butt timber. It's what we have on our other gates. It's another blonde type of timber. It's different to the Accoya in that I believe this is an Australian timber, and also it absorbs more moisture. So this is more prone to warping and is not as robust and more likely to rot after time. So this is different to the Accoya in that sense. So one day we might replace this with Accoya to match the windows, or it might be fine. But yeah, I really like this fence. I think it looks so pretty, and I kind of wish I could keep the natural color of it and just do a clear coat, but we've already stained the other one, or the other fences that we have are already stained, so we need to match it to those, which was the plan all along. This is what that wood looks like stained, and I didn't realize when we first put these in that the more coats you do, the darker it gets, even if you sand it back. So this is considerably darker than it was when we first put it in, which is why I wish we had done a clear coat on the wood and kept more of the natural color. But this is the thing. This is our first time, renovating. So we've learnt a few things along the way, and there's a few mistakes here and there that I would do differently. But that's just part of learning. So I definitely have a lot more knowledge about timber and maintenance, and now I know. So that's good. I'm also better at researching things. Originally, I was just like, la-di-da, I'll just trust everyone else. But now I know how to be a little bit more involved and check stuff myself. And also James does as well, I think. Then we've got the aircon unit back up. Michael's fixed a little lighting thing we had where they were turning on at a slightly different rate because we were sent 2 different bulbs in them. It's fixed.
They come on at the same time.
Yay, it's fixed, because one would come on like a millisecond before the other, and it just annoyed me. So lucky Michael's fixed it. So that's looking good. And then I think my aircon actually has a leak in it, so they just have to fix that. It's just a part they need to buy, so that'll be rectified too. And then tomorrow we will have the painters back. Hopefully they can finish enough of the indoor painting so that we can start moving our furniture back into the rooms. I guess the aircon guy might be back to fix that aircon. Tyler's will be here. I think Joe the builder will be here. Maybe the other guys, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's everyone. And I'm just so looking forward to being able to put our house back together again and move back home. I'm so excited. And I have been picking lettuce from the garden and washing it and drying it in our salad spinner. I assume you guys have all seen one of these, but just in case you haven't, basically you wash the lettuce, put it in here while it's still a bit wet, and then you press this down and it spins it so it gets rid of all the water and helps you dry it. Just in case no one's ever seen one of these are so good and definitely necessary. So I'm going to wash this lettuce and I will check in with you guys tomorrow to see how everything's going. Hey guys, welcome back to the house. Today we have a shower screen delivered and it looks beautiful, so I'll show you guys that. And then we've also had our plants delivered. We're still waiting on... Wait, I think that's all the plants. Yeah, I think we had all of our plants delivered. I'm having a moment of forgetting. No, we have one more plant delivery coming because we have the prima donnas, advanced trees, and the bottle brush. Okay, so we have a few more plants coming. For a second I was confused. But we've had most of the plants sent. So here are the plants. Now, I was confused because we actually got 2 deliveries today. I was confused because I was thinking, what are we still waiting on? But all of the plants arrived on the same day. So here we have some star jasmine. I got 5 fairly mature ones and then some smaller ones that were less expensive to place in between. So these will go along our fence line. This looks like our tall bottle brush, which will go outside of our ensuite window. These will be the 3 blueberry ash prima donnas, which will go in the terrace area. Then down here, so these will act as like a shrubby ground cover almost. They're not really a ground cover, but they do spread out low to the ground. And then our lavender, these are actually much smaller than I expected them to be. I thought they would be a bit bigger. Kind of wish I got bigger ones, but that's okay. They will grow. That's part of the fun of it. Then we have kangaroo paws, which I love. This one's tangerine. And I love how this guy just puts his face on his plant tags. Gardening with Angus, love it. So these are really, really cool. They're starting to come out. They look like little paws, kangaroo paws when they grow, and they have great height. And then this is the Happy Wanderer. Mima variety, so this will train to climb, even though this one, typically people use another version of it to climb. I chose this because it sounded less crazy and a little bit more manageable and slower to spread. So that'll grow in our carport. Dichondra, aka kidney weed, which will be our ground cover between our pavers, which we will combine with viola, so native, is this called native violet?
yeah, native violet ground cover. These two can coexist. And then, yeah, here's the smaller jasmine plants. So we've got a couple of those. And then the coria, which is this lovely drought-tolerant shrub with nice leaves that you can kind of shape into balls if you want to, although we'll probably just keep them as more organic-looking bushes, I think. And then the other day we got our Little Johns, our candle Banksias. So I'm basically in plant heaven today. I feel like I'm on such a renovation high because I enjoy it so much, especially when we get to the exciting part. I was just waking up a few times in the night last night because I was so excited. And James just pulled in as well to check out what's happening. I have an aircon unit working and it's so warm inside the house.
Yeah.
It's like 30 degrees inside, I swear.
Should we maybe turn it off? It's so warm.
Yeah, the painting has almost been, I think the painting inside has been finished. Yeah. The only thing is the wood stain. Ah, it's so warm again.
It's probably too warm with all this sun.
We no longer have to freeze in the house.
I have my own tiles.
You do.
Tile my office.
You could. If you really want to.
My drop sheet is removed.
I love my no cornice. It really does make the walls look a little taller.
The door helps too. Oh, they removed all the little squares off it.
Oh yeah, we can now see through it because the squares are gone. So these have still got to be stained, so I think they'll be stained next week.
And it still needs a door too, like a handle.
Yeah, still waiting on the handle, but we can start moving furniture and hopefully this weekend, fingers crossed.
Maybe even this afternoon if we want.
Maybe. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that's the coolest window. I love that it opens on both sides too. What is it?
This even looks like a different colour. Because it is the lighting.
It's a different color. Wait, maybe it's just the lighting.
No, that's why I wasn't sure, that's why I asked you, if you got a better eye for it. Yeah, go to the other end.
It's funny because the ceiling looks a different color in this room. Oh, I think it is. Uh-oh. So this is really interesting. It looks like the wall and the ceiling are different colors, but they're not. It's just because the wall and ceiling are slightly different textures.
I wonder if the warmer lights as well, if I turn that off. So
Yeah, it's just really interesting because we've never noticed that before, but I guess now there's no cornice and you see them truly side by side, you can kind of tell the difference in texture. And you guys, this is very exciting because there's a shower screen. What are you doing? This is the exciting part. I was waiting for Sam to stop banging on the roof, but he's still working hard up there. So anyway, this is the shower screen. So this is the ribbed glass again, which was James's idea, and I'm so glad James said we should do this. It just looks so good. I'm so glad you suggested it.
Remember, this used to just be a hole in the ground.
It did.
And we were like,
yeah, that's right. It's so cool to be a part of the
look,
journey. Sun, warmth, heat.
Oh, heating is so good.
So yeah, it's really cool to actually see this go in. It goes all the way to the top, and I've got to say, because of the skylight, it hits the ribbed glass in a really beautiful way. It's very pretty. I love it. It's very nice, and it sounds like the painters are now taking off some of the protections around the house too. Also, Joe is getting, because he's got such a fine eye for detail, he said he's getting the grout fixed because the grout's not even on this bed. It's deeper than the other areas, like here. So it's really good that he's getting that fixed. And then he also realized that this was scuffed right here. I also noticed this. So someone, I think, accidentally scuffed that bit. Really hard to see on camera, but more noticeable in real life. And he said, yeah, I'm already having this tile replaced. So that's good. So I'm just having a look on the roof because I wanted to wave down to James but I actually can't see him anyway, so he might see us from the other side. Kind of cool to see the roofing. Yeah. So just having a look at all of this roof plumbing. Is this where you've been taking your notes, Sam?
Pretty much.
That's handy.
That make no sense, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters. The view's pretty good from up here, but I think I prefer not being up high. Not much of a heights kind of person, so I think I'll come down now. It is now nighttime, the tradies have gone home, and look, all the covering has been taken off the floor, which is exciting because we can actually begin moving in our main furniture pieces. There's still some caulking that needs to be done. So for example, around these edges, you'll see there's gaps there and a bit of residue that'll be properly finished off. But we can move our bed frame in. So the guys swept this room, but tomorrow I think Miguel's coming to do a proper mop. They wanted to get a cleaner mop than what they had, but I've just given it a quick mop where we're going to be placing the furniture. So at least Miguel doesn't have to like move our bed to mop under it because we would have already mopped it. And then just so we can move our clothes back in, I'm going to give our wardrobes a wipe. And James will also do some wiping down of stuff. We'll just get it all back in. And I'm so excited because a new desk has arrived. Desky has actually sent a beautiful desk that I've had my eye on. So we will definitely do like a full unboxing and setup of this. So I'll show you guys how to set it up. And these are really great desks because they look beautiful and they are a standing desk. And there's also some accessories that they've added, like a drawer, there's some cable management, and they have a brand new color of metal, which is wheat, which is really cool. So I don't have to have like bright white everything. I can have that wheat color that I really like, which is kind of perfect. So excited to get that started. And James's body bag will finally be opened, which is where the monitor is, his giant monitor. Oh, we're going to be doing some dusting tonight. We're going to be doing some unpacking, and that's pretty much the plan.
I can draw a smiley face. You ready?
Yeah, draw a smiley face. I feel like this is it's not gonna be a smiley, is it? It looks like 2 eyes and a nose. That's a beautiful smiley, honey. You're such a good drawer.
I learn from the best.
Well, I'm going to finish up this vlog right here, guys. So next vlog, we'll be finishing off the crazy pavers because tomorrow's the last week of the reno before what they call handover, which is when basically the reno's done, other than maybe a few extra little things. So the exterior will be painted, the windows will be oiled, the fittings will go into the bathroom, so the final plumbing fittings. We will begin our landscaping. Oh my gosh, and we'll dig a hole for the big tree, the big olive tree. Crazy pavers, like I said, another gate's gonna be built. Oh, so many things. Oh, and the external wall lights will be put up, which I'm also really looking forward to. And some soil will be put down as well for us to then be able to plant into, and the stepping stones. So, yeah. I'll finish this right here. I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to speak to you all soon. Tak tak!